Hello and welcome to another video, and as you can see here, I got myself an Apple IIe computer. They started production in '83. Technically, I say that because mine is stamped with '82 all over the insides. Don't know what that's about, but technically they were in production from '83 onwards. It was the third rendition of the Apple II, which came out in '77. So you had the Apple II, you had the Apple II Plus, and they went with the E. I actually didn't own one growing up, but when I was in elementary school, grades kindergarten through second grade actually, these were still in the classrooms. Now that's sad because that's 1999 through 2001, 2002, and the first, I guess not, I wouldn't call it a novel, the first story I ever wrote was actually on one of these. I just sat there and wrote it out, saved it to a floppy disk. Sadly, one day the disk was wiped without me knowing. Then these kind of disappeared from my school. Of course, it was the 2000s. I was surprised they were there at all. But I got me one finally after all these years. And I even picked me up a game for it. This is a boxed, sealed for the most part. It came sealed. There was a hole in the front of it, so I was like, oh, it's not really sealed. It also was a little crushed. It was like that before shipping. Like, well, I'll just break the seal. I saw it at the bottom. I'm thinking, I can pull the floppy out here. No, you can't. You have to pull the floppy out of the top. So, unfortunately, I had to break the seal twice. But even so, it's technically a brand new copy of Centipede for the Apple II computer. And we'll just set that right up here. We got it running here. I'll change angles. The reason why I can't play it yet, here's my disk drive. This is the Disk 2, as they called it. Ignore that it says Drive 2. That doesn't mean anything. You'd put the floppy in here, then you'd close this, and then you'd tell it to access it. It came with the original, I'll get nice close, IDC-20 connector. This computer and all of the extra cards it came with are not IDC-20. This was something from the original 77 through about now Apple IIs. Probably because this was, it has to be from the first batch, otherwise it wouldn't say 82 in it. After that they went with a DB19 connection, so I have a converter coming in the mail, then we'll be able to at least test this out. You can pump programs into this machine through an tape input. They make programs now that will accept that from a modern computer or a cell phone, whatever you have that can output audio. Probably gonna have to do that because a lot of these, like this was okay price for the fact that it's still boxed and sealed up, but a lot of Apple II games are really expensive. So I have a stack of floppies over there. You can buy them still brand new, and I'm going to be making me some floppies because it's ridiculous. But let me show you what we can do in the meantime. I'll show you some of the basic programming that can be done here. So let me change angles. Alright, so we are switched over to the screen here. This is going to be take 3. I keep having strange occurrences happen. So this is like most 8-bit computers. You're not going to get very much. But I do have Commodores, I do have Ataris. And I have to say, this is the only one that boots to this Apple thing that I can type all day. I'm not going to get anywhere. What you actually have to do here is you hold down Control and you hit Reset, and now you get the little blinky. And the thing about the blinky is at the bottom, which, yeah, you can still type in things, you know, as you can see there. It still works, but the thing is, I kind of like it when it's at the top, so you have to use a home command, and it puts you back at the top. Now, the thing with this keyboard, I'm doing this in the dark, and I'm holding a light with one hand. The home row is different, and I've checked on other keyboards around so I'm not going crazy with the Mandela effect here. Normally the J and the F have the little dots or the raised pieces. On this keyboard it's not that, it's the K and the D, which completely throws you off. So I ended up having to put a light because I had no idea when I was typing. So we'll do some simple commands. The first one is going to be the print command, and we'll just say hi. And yeah, that's simple. It prints hi. You can get a little more complex, so we can do an actual programming line here. So we can do print high for line 10. And then we'll go to line 20 here. And we will tell on line 20, when the program hits that, we want to go back to line 10, which I don't believe we have to do a quotation. We'll find out very shortly. Now, once that's done, you just type run, you hit return, and there you go. It says hi forever. Yeah, a lot of good that does you. So to stop it, you do control reset. If you want to clean up your screen, you do home. Once again, it goes back there. You can do math problems here. So you can say, you know, what is 2 plus 2? Oh, I have to actually type it out and say print 2 plus 2, and it'll tell you it's 4. You can actually take this to a whole nother level if you want to do variables. So let's say you want to say let x equal 2, and then you want to say let y equal 3. Then you want it to print out x plus y. You get 5. You can do math on here. That's a very complex way to do math, if you ask me. You know, yeah, you can do some basic programming. This is in text mode right now, as it's just white text on black, or whatever color monochrome you had, it would be that on black. Now let's go back home. Let's clear out. Oops, that's too many. Home. There is no backspace. You have to actually go back physically with the cursor, and you erase with the spacebar, believe it or not. So we're going to go back to the home, clear the screen. Let's go into graphics mode. So you want to go, the simple graphics mode is just GR. So now we have converted into GR. It puts you down at the bottom. This is because the graphics are only at the top. At this point, I'm still learning a lot of the graphic stuff. So first thing you want to do, you want to set it to a color. We're going to set the color to, I think that's blue, but I could be wrong. By doing that, you have now turned the computer into whatever color 2 is. Now you want to plot a graphic. So you want to put a point on the screen. This is done basically in coordinates. So it starts with 0, 0, which is the top left, and you get a blue dot there. So now if you want to add to that screen, you can do 5, 5, and so on and so forth. You're going to start plotting that. Alright, so now it looks nuts. I tried a couple commands that I thought were right. I was mistaken. If you hit reset from here to go back to text mode, what you can see at the top, that's the space reserved for the graphics. Anything under that is where you would have done your programming. And it seems like a lot of work, but it's a fun little neat thing to try out. You can still, once again, type. Well, if you type it right, it won't give you an error. I am not doing very well. I turned my light off, so that's why. And we went back to the home. So cutting away, there was some errors in the memory. I had to do a complete reset. Now I'll show you a couple other things real quick here. They are basically tests. Oops. That is not the right combination. We're going into some test modes here. The IOU flag tests. I don't know what that means, but that's one of the things you can do with it. Running it again, now we'll get basically a kernel check. You can hear the speaker. There's a speaker built into this thing. It's not going through the TV at all. Right now, it's just kind of doing a high-pitched squeal. And there we go. My kernel is okay. For all whatever that gets you. We'll reset. We went back here. Back here, and now we shall say goodbye. So let's do a print by. And then we shall do go to 10. And now we will run that. And that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Soon we'll be playing games on this thing, and I will see you then. Have a good one.